In November 2008, I was invited to tour the most famous recording facility in the world. Abbey Road Studios, located in the St. John's Wood area of London, was the first purpose-built recording studio, and when I visited, the facility was celebrating its 77th year of operation. At 9 a.m., I met my tour guide, Tom Williams. He's the Interactive and Video Services Manager of the EMI Studio Group. We began early because the studios are booked solid, and if I was going to get a peek behind the scenes, I had to do so before the sessions began. Beatle fans from around the world leave their mark on the walls outside the studio. Here you can see a little bit of the graffiti. Tom took me through Studios 1 and 2, both of which were made famous by a relatively well-known band from Liverpool. These photographs are of Studio 1, which is the largest studio in the building. It offers over 2,200 square feet of space and has a 28-foot high ceiling. Designed specifically for orchestral recording, it has a lovely sound. Clap your hands and the reverb decay is warm and even. You can see here that they've set up for a relatively small string ensemble recording, using a Decatree mic placement with vintage Neumann tube mics high above. Here's a shot of the power supplies. In the corner were many of the keyboard instruments the studio owns, including a few that the Beatles used, such as the 1905 Steinway & Sons upright piano with lacquered hammers, known as the Mrs. Mills piano. Here we are in Studio 2. The control room upstairs overlooks the studio. This studio also has a very high ceiling, as well as tall sound panels that are used to divide the room. Baffles are also in use, as in this photo, where a mini vocal booth has been constructed. Abbey Road's vintage mic collection is world-renowned, and you can see here that an RCA ribbon mic is being used on this vocal session. Here we have the rare RM18, built for the studio in the 1930s. These are shots of the many shelves in the mic storage room. The mics that see the most action, such as the vintage Neumanns, are stored in drawers. This is a shot of the repair workbench. As you'd imagine, the studio needs someone to keep all this vintage gear in working order.
This is Studio 2, so this is the oldest desk actually we have, which is the Neve Legend. And we always have arguments about how to replace it, and then nothing ever happens because everyone's just like, oh, it's good enough, we'll keep going with this one. But what's also good about this room is we quite often roll in our TG 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 desk, which is the desk that the Beatles used for the 1969 recording of the Abbey Road album. So you can put that in here. When you two are in here, they had that desk, another Neve desk, and this desk, and there's a shot of outboard gear that just goes like this all across, so I'll show you the outboard store in a minute. But some of the highlights are in here as well. Fairchild, we've got 2 Pultecs, and most rooms we have that kind of kit in, which, you know, most studios wouldn't have in one room, let alone in every room. That's kind of the advantage of being 77 years old, you know, you get that choice of kit. Yeah, so it's the smallest control room as well, and with the oldest desk, but it's the room with the sound that everybody wants. So, it's Studio 2. Trying to see what's here and what's out. We've got a couple of germanium channels there, and we've got curve benders and Zenas and all sorts. That's the original curve bender at the back, the big grey thing with the huge knobs. That's called a RS56, which was the original solid state EQ that was made by EMI. Basically, you have your different shape of your curves. So low end, blunt, medium, sharp, high. So just literally about how that curve will look. You can do plus or minus 10 dB, and then you've got your range of frequencies going for bass, treble, and top. They're chosen because they're very musical frequencies as well. So they're all in the key of C. Apparently, it was the way it's described to me, that they matter musically rather than just choosing a set of random frequencies. These are actually musical ones. So actually, when you use it, you get a really good feel. You get really good sound, and very easily as well. So rather than trying with one of the new graphical ones, you can actually get a really good sound quite easily. It's not necessarily idiot-proof, but it's just the way kit should be. It's musical, it's for music rather than science. You know, it's science with a practical, plan really. They also pull out so you can separate what you're doing, because otherwise they move in conjunction, so you can separate them for left and right. So if you look at the cogs,
Yeah.
it's like that, and that's how you separate, you pull it out. Otherwise they move together. I can't remember. I think it's just those ones that move for left and right split. You know, if you want to just change it so you can do that. And then, oh no, that's gone. Anyway, that one's slightly broken, but it is very old.